Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
So here's Zpocalypse 2 Wasteland. This is an expansion. It does require the burbs in order to play. You can see on the back here, you can kind of see what's involved. They do a good job of telling you what's going to be in here. Only 3 miniatures, a large tile, 4 ones, 38 tokens. I mean, and this box, as you're going to find out, is way too big for what's inside of it. It's a really striking cover, though. So let's take a look at the rulebook really quickly. I do like how this kind of looks like a comic book or maybe a magazine. I think that's really cool. You have a picture of the components over here and a breakdown of the table of contents, which is a little bizarre because the book isn't that long, but it's weirdly organized if you ask me. So here is kind of like starting with a saved game if you've played the old one and you want to continue the campaign through, or you can just start without one. Here is the first scenario, Chapter 1. You can have a 2 here, and it goes on this page, and then 3 starts here. It's a very weird setup. And then 4. Now, this fourth one's a PvP, which means it's player versus player. You're only going to play with 2, 3, 4 down here, or 5 players. There's going to be no way to play this one cooperatively. So the first 3, cooperative or solo. The last one's going to be where you're going to be attacking each other. Here's some road events you'll have. You'll be looking at charts, etc. The road event example will be included, and then some breakdowns through here, which is fine. I mean, you don't really need to read any of this. Just kind of refer to it when you start playing. Explanation of some of the special events that will occur. Truck combat rolls will be down here, and then the VIP cards and this. Now, with the rulebook, I think it's a very good rulebook for what it is. I would kind of read this, get started on a scenario, and then if you need to refer to something, that's fine. That's how I learned it. You could totally read this first, but a lot of charts. I don't know why you would read that in advance. You have 2 things to punch out. I wanted to include those. You can see there's not a whole lot of content in here. You're going to get 3 of these little small ones that you can see here. There's a search armory on there. And then on the back, pretty much the same thing with a different design. A refueling station, a Wasteland gas pump. So not a lot of variety. I mean, it's just not that many tiles. I thought there would be more. You're going to have 1 large one in here also, which will give you the double side. This is a biker bar that would be included, and then the last little small Wasteland empty lot. But they're kind of assuming you're going to have some of the stuff from the first game, I believe. You're going to get 3 miniatures in here. We'll take a look at these little guys here. You can see. And they're green. I mean, these aren't the greatest miniature, but these are fantastic little ones for a board game, I think. And here's a little, like, a drone tank thing that you would have. I think it's a really cool little thing that you'll see here. And once these were all painted up, they're going to look fantastic. And here's the other one. Now, these will be come out through cards that we'll have. And you can see, pretty good one. This one right here is probably my favorite with his helmet up. And he's ready to go into combat. You are going to get a deck of cards that you'll see here. And I'll just kind of go through these. So Other Joe, Rob Hogan, these will be characters that you're going to have. You can see that they kind of come in. They have all their stats and stuff on them. Here's a Drifter's Armor and Scrap Armor that you're going to be able to get during the game. These will be part of the Armory deck. Ultimate Bandana. That one's really cool. It's scary if you met somebody like that, right? ASKR-72. A Chimera Pistol. You can see that like bayonet knife on the end of it, if you will. The Pipe Rifle. The Blowtorch. And the Scrap Axe. We're going to have the Scrap Spear that you'll be able to build through the game. And the Salvage Drone that you'll see. And there's some basic cards, and let's see here, we got some more characters. Melly Curata, she's going to be in there. Mad Mechanic, Jennifer Edwards, Elizator Ferosa, and an Angry Joe. You saw the Other Joe, so that's kind of how those are going to be in. Here's a little vehicle you'll have. I wish this would have been a miniature, but it's a little piece of cardboard that you're going to have. It's the same on both sides. You're also going to get any number of little tokens that you'll have and generic stuff that you'll be playing through in here. You can see these right here. We've got on the board, tunnel entrances. There's a bunker entrance, trash can kitchen. And these are all nice. Everything was printed at the same time, I believe, as the main game. So it's all going to fit in nicely. So what do I think of Zpocalypse 2 Wasteland? I think it's a fine expansion. The box is way too big. So it's going to give the impression that it has a lot more stuff than it does in it. But luckily, if you were in a store, you can actually read what's in it. It's not a whole lot. So probably want to store all this in a bag in the main box and not have this take up your room. But, I mean, this box art is just striking to me. I like it quite a bit. Excellent job. So this one's going to take you out of the burbs into the wasteland, give you some new bad guys to fight, some new missions to go on. It's all going to be really nice. You know, the combat with the vehicles and stuff. a little bit of nice stuff, but this is something you might want to get on the cheap. Not a lot of content inside, but what is here is appreciated. I like the additional content. That's a huge win for me. And if you like Zpocalypse 2 and you want more content, this is probably the first expansion to get and add in. Excellent job. Just wish there were more of it.